This is Pinterest for Dummies. We are going back to the beginning and talking about how Pinterest works so that you can frame it up to figure out how it can fit into your marketing. I am Kate All, the owner of Simple Pin Media. We're a Pinterest marketing and management agency. We have over 10 years of experience with Pinterest marketing, so if you want more Pinterest marketing tips, don't forget to like and subscribe. You got Facebook, you've got TikTok, Twitter/X, whatever it is, LinkedIn, and then you add on top Google, YouTube, and as a small business owner, what in the world are you going to choose? You've heard people talk about Pinterest, you're thinking maybe that's the thing that I should choose, but then you feel all confused and think, isn't it just for recipes and weddings? How can my business even fit there? I get it, a lot of people feel super confused about it, and so what we're gonna do in this video is really break it down at the beginning so you can have the aha moment and then decide, oh, Pinterest is for me or Pinterest is not for me. So let's dive in. So I would argue that TikTok and Instagram get all the love when it comes to choosing a social media platform. It makes sense because there's lots of dopamine hits, likes, engagements, all the things that make you feel like, oh, people love me. I have a common phrase when I teach about Pinterest on stage. Pinterest is the library and Instagram is the bar. Pinterest fits with Google and YouTube. Think of it as your digital vision board, where you can discover and save ideas for anything and everything, from home decor to travel dreams, yes, recipes and weddings. Pinterest is your creative playground. People use Pinterest when they want something new, but don't have all the details figured out. They can search with words or images or browse personalized feeds of content they might like. When someone finds an idea they're into, they can save it for later or take action right away. And since Pinterest is search and discovery, it brings traffic now, in 3 months, and for years to come. Pinterest is the place where people want quiet. Again, it's the library. They can explore, find amazing ideas. They don't really want to talk to people. Instagram is the place where people want engagement. They want conversation, talking, clicks, views, likes. And when that doesn't happen, they wonder, what am I doing wrong? Why are people not talking? You see the difference? Pinterest is quiet, Instagram is loud. All right, the very first thing you need for Pinterest, if you're going to operate your business over there, is a Pinterest business account. It is really, really easy. You can follow our step-by-step guide. It's a start guide. Just click the link below in the description and it has 3 videos that will walk you through it. But honestly, even if you didn't have that and you simply Googled Pinterest business account, it would walk you through the process to set it up. So when you set up your Pinterest business account, you get a Pinterest page or a Pinterest profile. The names are the same thing. So if you hear me say profile versus page, same difference. Once that is set up on Pinterest, your Pinterest page, it's kind of like your storefront. It's like, this is the place where I am going to set up my shop on Pinterest. Very similar to an Instagram profile, Facebook profile. It is the exact same thing. We all have to own a space on their land. This is actually also where you can pin your ideas, your content, your videos. You can put anything and everything into this space for people to come across it. I just used that word pin. What is a pin? Pins are the content that make up Pinterest. Every pin represents an idea, from tutorials to recipes to product overviews. You can create pins by uploading photos, videos, or even a mix of both. And people can find your ideas and save the ones they love to their board. I'll touch on boards in just a minute. So essentially, you pin a pin to Pinterest and it goes onto a board. This is where people who want to use Pinterest for marketing start to get a little bit lost and their reference of Instagram takes over. Don't let that happen. Let's just pretend you've never used Instagram and you just have Google in your head. Think about Google. On Instagram, someone can post a reel, a video, or a post, and it just like lives there, right? It's on their profile. It doesn't link to anything. You usually give the person lots of context when you post something to Instagram. Maybe you have this really like mystical photo that's so awesome that like represents your brain, and you talk about it below. That's what happens on Instagram when people post, but there's not a link out to it. It's like all the content is just there, right? The shelf life of that particular post on Instagram, I think they say it's like 24 hours or 4 hours, maybe 24 hours. Sometimes people I know will post and I don't even know that it's there, right? So you can have this amazing diatribe about how you feel about your brain or something on Instagram. People read it and then it's done, right? But on Pinterest, people want to know more. They're ready to consume like a longer form content, more videos, more blog posts, more details about products. And they also don't care about time. So they don't care if you wrote this a couple years ago or you wrote it 2 days ago. What they want is relevant information. The key of what I just said is that it has to go somewhere. So I teed up that illustration about Instagram because Instagram, I see the photo and then I read, right? Whereas on Pinterest, I see the photo and then I click to go somewhere to read more things. It's 2 very different ways that people work. People on Pinterest, they're ready to move to a new place. They're ready to hop over, and in fact, they expect it. And when they click on this image on Pinterest and nothing happens, it's like a dead link. Why is it not going anywhere? You don't see people on Instagram clicking on this particular image to have it go somewhere, right? But people on Pinterest want more. So one of the number 1 mistakes we see with business owners try to use Pinterest is they reference Instagram and they think, well, I'll just throw up some pictures. No, you absolutely have to have a destination for that link to go somewhere. I've mentioned boards a couple times too. So what in the world is a board? As the pinner or the user on Pinterest, you just click a pin, but that pin has to live somewhere. So think of it like this. You have like a bucket, and this bucket can hold a lot of different things. That bucket can be labeled something, it can be a certain category, and you put that pin in the right category, in the right bucket. You can have multiple boards on your account. The user uses them this way. Let's say they're collecting a lot of recipe ideas, but they have breakfast recipes and they have dinner recipes. They want to be able to categorize their pins into certain places. So a board houses all of those pins so that it's not just a sea of all these different pins and they have no idea how to sift through it. They've actually perfectly curated their boards so that they know exactly what they have and what board their pins are in. That is what a board is, and you use those as a business to say, I have these types of products, I have this type of content. When you see my profile, you will see it beautifully organized like a library. So now we know we have a business account, we have a pin and what that is, and we have a board. People get to this point and they say, well, then what am I supposed to pin to Pinterest? This is where we can get a little bit lost in terminology. Pins and content kind of mean the same thing, but there's something to be aware of. When people say pins, this lives on Pinterest. It's the image that's over there. And content is on your website. But the messy middle is you can create videos for Pinterest that live on Pinterest. It still has a link. So I guess technically this is content as well. But don't get too lost in the weeds and remember this. People on Pinterest will learn what you're up to through the static image or video that leads to a place on your website. If you keep that in mind, that is the key. Aiming for actionable, engaging, and relevant content is how people succeed on Pinterest. Think ideas to improve your life, like your tried and true healthy weeknight dinners or favorite self-care routine, or how to for upcycling old clothes. Now here's the $1 million question. How does the algorithm work? Anytime people start investing in social media marketing, the first question goes to, how does the algorithm work? How do I get in front of more people? You have to have some understanding of an algorithm if you're going to play the game. So here's a quick but not comprehensive breakdown. For that, you'll want to pay attention to the Pinterest engineering blogs, which is some light reading before you go to bed. Pinterest is all about inspiration, so the algorithm pays attention to metrics like saves. The more people save and engage with your idea, your pin, your content, we're going to use those all the same, the more Pinterest will show it to new people. So let's say you post this amazing camping organization hack. People love it. They save it like crazy because then when they get ready for their camping trip, they're going to go back to their board and they're going to visit your pin. Anything that inspires an aha moment in people gets the save. Pinterest pays attention and says, aha, let's show this to more people. All right, that is your crash course in Pinterest for Dummies. I hope this has been helpful to you for you to understand how Pinterest works, that it is very different than Instagram. It's the library, Pinterest. Instagram is the bar. People want quiet, they want links, and then on Instagram, they want loudness and they want engagement. If you have that in a frame of reference for your marketing, you're going to do so much better. Instead of trying to squeeze your Instagram mindset into Pinterest. It just doesn't work. If you want to get started on Pinterest, we have a great start series for you. It's 3 videos. It's totally free. Click on the link below in the description or go to simplepinmedia.com/start. Sign up for it, watch the videos, at least get your Pinterest page profile set up so you're ready to build your business using Pinterest.